Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I was going to be jumping straight into the daily races and just do a little bit of practice at Daytona, but I'm hearing that the lobbies aren't great, so I'm not quite sure how things are going to go tonight. But we've got Colin de Tom in the room, Marjo, Orbalator, GDad, M1M. Welcome to you all. Tom is asking, can you create daily C instead with that awesome Honda? Sure, no worries. In fact, I have got daily race C set up for the lobbies. All we've got to do is swap out the car. We can certainly do that. Marjo, again, the lobby is dead. He also says, I mean, Honda is fun, but on joystick, it's real struggle. I would love to see GR2 cars along with refuel and everything. I would too, but Marjo, you say you're struggling with a joystick. Have you tried using the dynamic motion thing that the controller has? A lot of people use that and find that as equally as easy to use as a wheel, which I can't do, the controller, but maybe try the dynamic thing where you can just turn the controller. Orbalator, gosh, let's hope the world works better today. Ooh, I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get there. Let's just see what happens at the end of the day. I'm going to be kicking this one off proper at 9 o'clock with the lobbies, and I'm going to hope by then we can get into the lobbies and we can do some decent racing together. That is my plan. If you want to do the Honda at Daytona, then just give it a shout out at 9 o'clock. We'll do that. And Marjo, if you want to do GR2 at Daytona with refueling and everything, then just give us a shout, because all we need to do again is swap out the car and put a GR2 in there. We can do 2 at Daytona if you wish. Now, I was going to try and enter into a race, but the race is only 4 minutes away, and I really want to try and do a little bit more practice runs, in particular with the stream running, because my performance very often drops off with the stream. I did do a little bit earlier on today over a 20-minute break that I had, and we've managed to get a 1:45.022. I think I can be a little bit quicker. When I looked at the split for the sectors, I had green, green and green over 3 different laps, which means if I can bring all of those together, then I think there might be a 1:44 in there somewhere, which would be awesome. At the moment, it looks like the Ford GT LM Spec 2 is the car to be in, although Charismatic is in the Peugeot VGT, and some of the videos I watched earlier before work, some of them were running the VGT. Evening, Mad Mikey. Thank you for the loan of your livery on Sunday. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see much of it because of the server issues, but assuming I can run next Sunday, I will be running that as well. Lobbies, yeah, same as last night, it seems. Well, if the lobbies are the same as last night, we've got an option. We can either drop into the lobbies now and just see if we can get a lobby together over the next 30 minutes, because it took Kura about 30 minutes to get us in, but over a longish race, so we only did about 5 minutes into the race, it crashed. I'm happy to drop the daily race C idea for the moment, and although I'm half an hour ahead, is to drop into the lobbies and we'll just see how we can go. So M1M, the Genesis is strong too. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about the Genesis on that track. I haven't seen the Genesis running, which is interesting. So my question therefore is, would you like to do some lobby racing as of now, or wait till 9 o'clock? If you want to do it now, give me a thumbs up. If you want to wait till 9 o'clock, give me a thumbs down, and I will, as usual, will go with the majority decision. Interestingly, in here, so we've got GT Stevie with the fastest lap, then Tom, Shumi, MMGT, Engine Stig, all of those are in the 144s. So we've got 5 of you in the 144s. Then dropping into the 145s, we've got Dave Potter, then myself, Charismatic, the first of the non-Ford runners, I think. Yep, the first of the non-Ford runners. Edinburgh Lad, Timmy, RL250, Vogs, all Fords. Then we get Dublin Dave in the Peugeot and Faz in the Peugeot as well. So the Peugeot is featuring quite a bit actually within my friends list. Boosted, Wacky Tobacco. These are all 145s, GG66. Dan is in there with a 145. Did I just say 146? I meant 145. Bembo Baggins, a 145. And then we're into the 146s where we got the Peugeot, Kuro with the Ford, Wookie with the Ford, and then J-Dog with the Genesis. That's the first time the Genesis features, but at position 23. Then we got the Peugeot again for Smash, and then Aid, VR46, Hoonsaver, Hellfire. Some of the guys that I've been running with just recently, they're all doing 147s. So yeah, bit of a mix in there, if I'm honest. Quite the mix. Wait till 9, do some dailies. All right, okay. Well, what I'm doing at the moment is, rather than actually doing a daily race, because the daily race is going to be over 20 minutes, which is going to, okay, that entry period's over. I don't know when the next one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a race done. So the entry period is in 14 minutes, and then we've got to basically, it's got to be what, a half. It's 10 laps, isn't it? So we're going to be about 15 minutes. That's about half an hour. We might be able to do it. Let me just dive in and see what we can do with regards. I watched the Genesis win it in an A+ lobby. And the Peugeot VGT has very good top speed and much better handling than in GT Sport. The only thing I did see is quite a few of the Peugeot VGTs were being thrown off the track quite a bit. That was the only thing I noticed earlier on. So here we go. Let's get into this. And we'll just see what happens. You guys will probably have noticed that I've dropped back to what I refer to as a bonnet cam rather than the dash cam. I was starting to get a little bit transfixed or concentrating too much on the cars behind in the mirror. And a couple of people said, ignore the cars behind, ignore the car behind. So I've pretty much turned that off in the hope that I'm going to stop looking as much in the rear view mirror and just get on with the race at the end of the day. Let me just, one of the things I do want to do for the quali, I am tending to run with the traction control off. And in the race, I'm planning on running with traction control 1, just for a little bit of, just a little bit of a comfort feel. When I was running early on, again, it was only for a short while, I found that traction control was probably about quarter to half a second faster with the traction control off. Can't believe I'm saying that, but there we go. You know what I'm like. I like my traction control on. Right, one of the things I'm probably going to need to do is I just need to put the Ghost on for the minute. I'm trying to run without the Ghost, because if I do go racing, of course, we're going to need to do that without a Ghost in front of us. So, oh, lots of change in here since earlier on. Let's pick up. I usually tend to go for one of the more colourful cars, if I'm honest. I'm trying to find the one I was following earlier on, which I think was it that one? I think it was this one. It's not necessarily one of the fastest ones now. Let's just get out there and see what we can do. Thanks, Mad Mikey. It's because I'm used to doing like a welcome, but it's all thrown me a little bit considering that the lobbies are not working very well tonight. I don't want to get into the situation we were in with Kuro last night where we were just struggling. We then got into the room, we got into a race. The race started for a short while and then boom. Oh, missed that braking point. Yeah, the race just bummed out, which was a real shame. Right, I'm going to be quiet and just concentrate for a minute. Good evening, David. You got a lovely time on here. Well done, my friend. I'm right behind you, but I can't beat you just yet. Indian, welcome to the stream, my friend, and thank you for the one gifted. You are a legend. Colin to Tom got that one. Congratulations, Tom. Can we throw up some beers for Indian Stig? That would be fabulous if you guys could do that for me, because I'm a little bit preoccupied at the moment. But thank you ever so much for the gifted, my friend. Thank you, M1. Right, let's go quiet and see if we can just shave off a couple of tenths more. It doesn't sound like much, but it sure is when you're trying to do it. Raf, no worries, my friend. Have a good night. Thank you for popping in. If you could smack that like button on the way out, that would be absolutely fabulous. Right, I'm going to go quiet and just see if I can just find those extra little bit to get me in a 144. That's what I'd really love to do. Oh, a bit of a slide through there. A bit too much of a slide. Should have come out there in third. Let's just do one lap just to settle down. Hello Reese, welcome to the channel this evening. Really struggling to get the traction out the corners without the traction control. Those of you that are jumping in at the moment, you're probably thinking, why is he running with traction control 0 when he nearly always runs with traction control 1? The reason for that is I did try this for about 20 minutes earlier on, and I found that on this particular track, traction control on 0 was getting me about 1/4 to half a second more than when I was running with traction control on 1. So I am trying to get to grips with this on traction control full off. That is hard. And then when I go racing, actually in the daily races, my plan will be to put the traction control back on 1 just for a little bit of security whilst we're running in a race, but for quali it's going off, which is one of the things that some of you have been saying to me recently about trying to qualify with it off and then pop it on just for some reassurance in the race. This definitely seems to be one of those races where that might be the case, but trying to get the power down out of that corner is hard, and also trying to get it through the bus stop cleanly and quickly without traction control on is difficult as well. And I'm really struggling with track limits through here. really struggling with track limits to the point where I'm losing time in there purely because I'm putting a wheel over the line and it's costing me big time. So I'm just trying to work out where to position the car. A couple of times I've been absolutely behind the ghost car through there, and I've still picked up a penalty. So I'm obviously just an inch over, whereas the ghost car isn't, and it's costing me. My second orbital later. So Roy did a video today of the track points, which was good to show the limits. Okay, I will need to have a nose at that. I did actually look at one of his videos, which I'm using for breaking points and bits and pieces like that. And I sort of know where the track limits are, but it's just like trying to get, that's on the grass, that's track limits. It's like trying to get through there without actually getting on the track limits. It's very, very, very difficult. Very, very fine margins. Okay. The other thing as well is I'm not quite sure what is a reasonable time for a B rated racer in this one, whether what I've got is good enough to see me through the race. And at the moment, although I got a 145.2, I was fairly consistent 145s, 146s earlier on. And I'm streaming and talking, so I'm not 100% concentrating obviously when I'm talking. And apart from that corner, I was down in the 146s, so this one's going to be bad. I've just loused that up. But one of the other things, the reason I went on for 20 minutes earlier, I wanted to see what my lap times would be without live streaming and talking and literally just racing, and what they would be when I've got people watching and I'm talking. And I tend to find that it very often is costing me a whole second just live streaming and talking. Which I actually found, track limits again. See, I thought I went through there really well that time. I actually thought I was following him pretty well. But yeah, I was tending to find it was about half a second to a second slower when I'm live streaming. That's been my sort of prediction. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight, if I can get anywhere close to that 145 whilst I'm jibber jabbering. Of course, that might be reason for me just to shut up and leave you all in peace. So Podder and I have got a problem with the same two corners. My theory, mate, is that half the world population is going to have the trouble in those same two corners. Those are the ones where the men are going to separate themselves from the boys, as it were. Now the key thing for that corner there, where I just nearly dropped it, is just to go with traction control. If I put traction control 2 on, I can come out of there cleanly and get the power down. But obviously the car is then fighting you. And I think that's where I'm losing like 1/4 of a second. And then the same through here. Right, there's no way I cut it that time, but you can see how much slower it was through there. Although it did come out of it quicker. I'm obviously losing where we are with the chat at the moment, which I apologise for. I apologise to everybody that is joining us because I am concentrating on this quali at the moment. It's a little bit slow through that one, losing time. Still slow out of there. I'm actually trying to find my own line through there rather than the ghost car, and sometimes I'm taking a slightly different line there, but I'm coming out the corner quicker, which is giving me more time down this back straight. So it might be that I just end up taking a slightly different line than the ghost car through there. That does mean that I'm unlikely to be faster than the ghost car. Well, not, let me rephrase that. I am driving and not thinking about what I'm saying. I'm likely to be way off the pace of the ghost car, so the fastest lap if I don't take that exact line. But it might be that just to get me through the B races, that might be enough. Taking that slightly different line. Oh, got that one wrong. Mad Mikey, Happy New Year. Thank you for popping in. Do you know what? I had decided that I was not going to do the daily races this week, but I'm actually quite liking this. Hey Matt, thank you for becoming a channel member, my friend. Whoa. See, I get excited when I get a new channel member. Everybody please welcome Matt Malkin. Need to get my eyes looked at. Welcome Matt to the community. Thank you ever so much for your support. It is very, very much appreciated. Fourth gear through there is never going to work. That was too quick. Okay, that's not going to work through there. Fourth gear. Baz, thank you for the 4 months, my friend. One of my, if not the first channel member that I ever had. Thank you ever so much for your continued support too. Well, lots of green stuff going up. I really appreciate it. All these little bits, they're going into an account, and all of that is going into bits and pieces for the stream to make it better. The next thing that I've got my eye on is going to be a 4K webcam and 4K TV. So quite expensive things so that I can stream in 4K. I might need to get my internet in beefed up a little bit as well for that. I'm not quite sure. But at the moment I've invested as much as I can in the channel to get where we got, and I think it's okay at the moment. but we are still streaming in 1080p. Would like to get up to 4K at some point during this year, so your support is very, very, very much appreciated, guys. Just got the wrong traction control there for the moment. Still just a little bit too cautious getting acceleration down through there. Just concerned about that back end going around. And for those of you that are joining, my aim is to try and break into the 144s. Have managed to do a 145.0. So definitely third this time. Pretty much followed the ghost car through there, and I get whenever I follow this ghost car, I get that track limit warning, and I think, yes, I followed him, I've got the line right, this is going to be a good time. And then we get a penalty. I don't. What I will do, Orbulator, is I will go back and check out Rory's stream. And the other thing, what I need to do is I need to save some of my replays when I'm getting these limit warnings and go back and have a look and just see what my tyres are doing. And I think it's just that they are ever so slightly over the line, whereas the ghost car is right on the line. I must be ever so slightly over it, which is infuriating. He also manages to get a lot of speed out of that corner, more than I can. See, Rory does just a dab of first through there just to get the rotation. I'm tending to find sometimes when I do that, I lose the back end and it goes around. Sometimes it's better. Let's just get right down on this apron, get across. Cut that one. Didn't quite get it straightened up enough midway through the bus stop to get the power down. It was the wrong angle coming out. And if you get the wrong angle coming out, it just puts you on the grass. It's so... I imagine that when you've got this track nailed and you can put your car through there really nicely every single time, it must be a brilliant, brilliant feeling to just go through there full whack. Unfortunately, I'm just not there yet. The other thing is I can see these that times tumbling throughout the week. Let's just retry that one. Hi Multisanti, welcome to the stream this evening. At the moment I'm just doing some runs around Daytona, Daily Race C. I've been trying to break the 144. I can't quite manage it at the moment. And then we're going to try some lobby racing. It could be very hit and miss tonight. We will have to wait and see. I hope everybody is well and you've all had a good day. The lobbies were an absolute nightmare last night. I was trying to do a race with Kuro and it took us ages to actually get into the lobbies and get running. And then we were at Le Mans in the GR1s and I managed to get ahead of the in the leads. Dan was chasing me down. I was really set for a brilliant battle, really looking forward to it. Was feeling good. and then the server just completely crashed on us and it bumped everybody out, and that was it. It was game over, which was a real pain. So again, you see I'm running with the traction control on 1 at the moment, so this is all a lot more stable. I'm not spinning out quite as much as I was. This gives you just that little bit more reassurance. It takes so much of the grass through there. Looks like I got through there, but again, that was with the traction control on 1. But I am finding that traction control fully off is quicker. You could certainly slide the car a lot more with the traction control off, but then I lose all confidence in my abilities to keep the car on track and pointing in the right direction. And getting the power down, I'm a lot more careful. Too careful. Now, although I'm getting the power down a lot slower and I can feel the accelerator going down more slowly, at this point you can see I'm already like 6-7 tenths up. So you can see how much quicker the car is without traction control, if you can keep it together. And again, track limit, and I thought I was right behind the ghost car through there. I thought that was a really good run through there. It felt really good. First corner, when you feel the dipping, that's where you shift third gear and hit the throttle. I think I'm reasonably okay on the first corner. Normally I'm reasonably okay. Hi Alto. Very often I can come out of that first corner right with the ghost car. But it's just when I've got this traction control off. I don't know if it's a psychological thing with me in removing the traction control, whether that just puts that little bit of self-doubt in play, or what it is. Had a bit of a slide through there, but yeah, not too far away from the ghost car through there. Again, he gets on the power much more quicker and smoother than I feel I can without the traction control on. And again through here, just feel as if I'm just too slow getting the power down without that little bit of reassurance from that traction control. Same way there, I'm just holding back a little bit too much to get the car that little bit straighter. So what I've got to do now, I think, is work on getting the throttle down as I unwind the steering, so I am getting the throttle down whilst the steering is not straight, and controlling the spin, of course. Right, staying off the curbs this time. Yeah, there you go. You see, it's getting that power down without the traction control, or without the aid of this traction control, that I'm finding very difficult. Let's just try one more. put the traction control on 1 and everything is so much easier. I think the 145.0 is okay. I would just feel so much happier with a 144 going into the actual races. And also making sure that I can get a reasonable lap time after time after time. But before I do go racing, I'll do some practice with out the ghost car and with the traction control on 1, just to get a feel for the car and just to make sure I've got my brake points nailed, etc. At the moment I'm going for fastest lap, so that's why I am doing what I'm doing right now. There you go. I think I'm just a little bit too tight on that one. Multisanti, we are going to be going lobby racing, randomised possibly, or unless you guys want to shout some out, assuming that we can get into the lobbies, and I'm going to be doing that very shortly. I will do a proper welcome in a moment. For the moment I'm just working on daily race C, which is the race that I feel I'd like to do this week, although I was this morning, if you'd spoken to me, I was not going to do the dailies this week, but I quite like Daytona in this car, so I'm contemplating giving it a go if I can get it all together. And I'm conscious now that we've hit 9 o'clock, so let's just come out of there. So tonight I just want to say thank you to everybody that has joined us. 18 people on the stream at the moment. I've said hello to a number of you. Forgive me for anybody that I haven't said hello to. Thank you again to Indian Stig for the gifted membership, which I think went to College of Tom, so congratulations for that. Thank you also to Faz for the 4 months, which is absolutely brilliant. Faz being one, if not the first subscriber that I had. Now we are going to try my brake balance. I've got 2 to the rear. I did try central, which is what I think Rory was running. I did try 2 to the front, but 2 to the rear was where I managed to get my best lap. And I'm tending to like that. It tends to pull the back of the car through the corners a little bit better. What that's going to do to the tyre wear in the race, of course, that is another thing. Hello, Bones. So last night I was in Kuro's room. We were doing a 1 hour endurance race at Le Mans, and just trying to get the lobby set up and get everybody in was a nightmare. And I'm getting some reports that the lobbies are a bit of a nightmare as well tonight. Now I'm also getting a few people that have asked for me to do daily race C, but so this is going to be a race for real Daytona road course, 10 laps. We're going to be doing this on, I'm actually going to change this to custom weather. I don't know if there is any weather change at Daytona. I don't think there is in the American races. Practice qualifier race, slowest first. BOP is on. Some settings, so we basically got brake balance only is applied. Tyre wear and fuel consumption rate is 4. The initial fuel, I am going to change that to 20 litres. I don't know whether this is... Actually, no, I'm not. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do something different. Okay. So 10 minute there. This is going to be no limit on the car. And I can't remember the PP and the max power output settings, so I'm not going to worry about those for the moment. The racing, I'm going to go racing medium tyres, and you will need to make a change for racing mediums, a mandatory pit stop at somewhere. The other details are the same as Daily Race C, but we are going to be going with the Honda RA272. And I'm already seeing dailies are fine. They're on a separate server. Apparently there is 2 strats for the daily race lobby servers. Looks like we're having problems with those lobby servers again. So we will have to see how things go on this one. So the room is now live. I need to change to the medium. So I can either continue to run with races that you guys have requested, or that's just crashed, or we'll go with the randomizer, which is all set and ready to go. Okay, we are in now. One of the things last night, guys, when it was really slow and horrible, if you waited and you left it for like half a minute, then it would work. That said, G-Dad has just dropped into the room, and that went in quite quickly. Drac Fury had to cancel their R34 championship. Reese, it's the Honda RA272, the one that I've got on the screen at the moment. Let's just put the big screen on. That is the car that we're going to do. It's been requested. I think a lot of people really loved the event that we did on Friday. I have got a poll up at the moment. I don't know how it's going, for whether we continue with that Honda race on this Friday, because there was a few races that we hadn't finished. Haven't got my list with me at the moment, but quite a few races to do, or whether we do something else. Aid, I was gutted that we couldn't finish that Le Mans race. I think I was probably, this isn't true, but I think I was probably the most gutted person on the track on Sunday that it bugged out. I came out at the first corner, had a bump into the first corner, and there was a couple of cars that went off, and it promoted me up to second place. I think it was behind Aid, I'm not sure. That car in front of me then had a moment, and I managed to get into first, and I got about a 1.5 seconds lead. It's on the video, you can watch it. And then I was going for it, and then Dan was chasing me down, and I thought I was going to have an opportunity to race against Dan. The first time I think I've ever been in a race in front of Dan, and I thought, here we go, we can defend this. Let's see how long I can keep Dan behind me before he gets by, and then see if I can cling hold of Dan and follow him around and maybe get a decent finish. And unfortunately, I was in first, and it just bugged out. It crashed, and it was a real shame. GT Stevie, welcome, and congratulations on your time at Daytona, topping our friends list, my friend. Kudos. Hey, Dan tapped you into me. Actually, I think that Dan actually hit me, Aid. I don't think I actually hit you. I know I certainly didn't hit anybody at the early part of the race. But anyway, we're going to be doing it again next week, assuming I can make Sunday, of course. That is my problem. I am often busy at the weekends, and I had to move my schedule around for last week. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to move my schedule around this week, but there we go. I need to practice it too, Aid. In fact, I was considering that we load that one up in here tonight, because I have actually got a Kuro practice lobby set and ready to go. So if you want to do that and people have got the cars, we could do it. And I think that one of the cars is still in the Legends, although it's quite a lot of money, and I don't want to encourage people to do that. Dan, I definitely hit you, and College to Tom, apologies. Hey, no need to apologise, mate. First corner incident. It was chaotic into that first corner. In fact, I decided to stay over to the left. Normally you take the right. I went left, knowing that people were going to outbrake themselves and there was going to be carnage on the right hand side, and it did enable me to stay out of the trouble. And unfortunately, I've now just given that tip away for next week. Darn it, shouldn't have done that. Mitchell, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have done that. You didn't need to say that. You shouldn't have said it. You are a plank, my friend. Oh, Drac, is there a hat I can chuck a car name in? Oh, is it not for sale anymore? Oh, hopefully most of us have got this car. It's an awesome car. If you haven't got it, just grab something else for this race, and we can always have a 2-tier race. You know, maybe if you've got a Formula car, just jump into that. But if you have got the 272, do it, or just jump in and spectate and watch, because it's a brilliant car. It's wonderful. Lester, I have no idea where to pit on this track. It's on the back straight. It's quite obvious where to peel off. When to peel off, I haven't got a clue. I am going to go out on track for the moment though, because I don't know what this car handles like around here. And this is going to be 10 laps, so it's a long-ish race for the lobby. I don't normally do them this long. But it's been requested, and we go with what you guys want to see and what you want to do. Whoa. Okay, well, it's certainly a little bit more lively than the GR3 cars. And wasn't this awesome on Friday? Oh, I absolutely adored it. Both the driving and also the commentating. It was fabulous. And thank you to all the playwright guys that came over and joined us as well. That was unexpected and really good. You sold this car? No, I've got 2 of them now. Why would you want to... Whoa, okay. Need to take that differently. Why on earth would you want to sell this car? We almost definitely will be coming back to this car from time to time. We've also got some of the other older Formula cars that are quite a handful to drive. So we could come out with some of them in a single make race. Whoa! This is totally different to the GL3s. Okay, trying to find the braking points on this. Significantly different to what I am used to. Okay, we're going to have to calm this down significantly. What we'll do is we'll jump into the qualifying at 1:15. So about 30% extra. Okay. Still need to come back just a little bit on that one. Oh, track limits again. Yep, don't brake whilst turning. Very, very different mindset, this one. It's a slight change of direction on there and immediately goes around. I thought I'd see if I could just get a tiny little bit of steering input. Alas, didn't happen. You definitely got to be in the trail braking stage when you start to turn the steering wheel with this one. Right, 1 minute and we're going to go to quali. I think I bump drafted Aid a little bit too early there, gave him a little bit too much of a clout, which then meant I didn't benefit. Right, I've got 10 minutes to try and get used to this car. Lorenzo Coop Man, welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you for your subscription. Become a subscriber, thank you very much. Thank you ever so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. 14-14 now. Right, I'm going to need to concentrate a little bit, so I might go a bit quiet now. Ugh. Whoa. Looks like I can't go through there flat, or that might have been cold tyres, maybe. Not quite sure. Right, it's brake good and early for the bus stop, or whatever you call this bit. I assume it's a bus stop. A bit like the swimming pool at Monza, but felt very slow through there. But at least we didn't crash and we didn't get a penalty. Hug the yellow line. We get over the line and then out to the right hand side. Again, I needed to change direction while braking. That's never going to work, so we're going to have to rethink that one a little bit. And we got a half-second penalty. Let's give that one another go. There's no point if you get a half-second penalty whilst you're qualifying, especially around here. It's pointless because you're going to serve the penalty along the straight, and it kills you. I don't know what it's worth, but a half second must turn into maybe 2 seconds penalty. So if you do get one while you're qualifying, just back out of it, start again. And then if you come out behind somebody fast, like Shumi, like I've done, maybe it's an opportunity to slip. Unfortunately, he's a bit too far away, so that's unlikely to happen. Taking a completely different line of attack into that corner. Getting the braking done in a straight line, as Dave said, and then make the corner and then get on the power. I don't know whether that's going to work. Shumi's running away. Oh yeah, don't go track limits and don't go round. Okay, I've got nobody coming around, so let's just get this on the track. Clean up those tyres. Oh! College, it's on 1:52.9. Greg, a 1:51.1. Times are tumbling. The times they are a-tumbling. Again, I'm needing to turn whilst braking. I've got to sort my braking out in today because I'm braking too late. It needs to be a lot earlier to get the braking done in a straight line before you have to make the turn for the corner. Same on that one. Yeah. Oh. It always amazes me, these guys, that they can jump into any car on any track and just nail it. This is so different to running in the GR3s that I've been running in, that it's just showing me. And these guys are just jumping in and just going for it and nailing some brilliant times. I am in awe of you. All of you guys that can do that. Right, I think we're going to get one flyer. I've got to get this brake in a straight line, but I can't again. Gone too deep yet again. Hi, Leroy. Okay, so I need to brake just before the board on that one. But we did manage to get through it. And then be careful through this one. And again through here. Just take it easy. I dropped the wheel underneath the yellow line. That's going to wreck this one as well. That means I'm not going to set a time. So you can get down on the apron, but you cannot drop all wheels over the yellow line. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not perfect. That's braking an awful lot earlier than I'm used to. As is that. Right, will I be able to finish this lap without a penalty? At the moment, Greg's on a 151.1 and I'm languishing on a 155.4. No, that's not. Got too much of a slide in the middle of the corner there. That's going to be another penalty. I just tried to get the front wheel over onto the curb. It didn't quite happen. I did say, can I get this done without a penalty? Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So we're down in 7th place. Greg White with an amazing 151.1. That's a really nice time. Dan looks like he's going to get second. Oh, Dan Pinch's first. A 150.5. What a lap. Wow. Greg in second now. Shumi in third. College Tom in fourth. M1M in fifth. Multisanti sixth. I've managed to get 7th at the moment. G-Dad's still running. Aid in 9th. Malkovich in 10th. Well. Wow, Dan. You stole that one right at the end. Superb. Superb, superb, superb. Right, okay, 10 laps. Racing medium tyres, but we do need to pit at some point. When do you pit? I don't know. I really haven't got a clue. Tyre wear is on. Fuel is also on. But obviously I think that these are going to have a larger fuel tank than the GL4s. So, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose again. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what difference that will make to this one. That Radical looks huge compared to these little cars. Hey, don't worry, my friend, so do I. And the track limits. So how much faster is that Radical compared to us guys, I wonder. Oh, I followed G-Dad into it a little bit deep. Oh, G-Dad's gone round. I struggled to miss him. Just about managed to miss him. Oh, Multisanti's dropped it. We're all using VR as a pacemaker at the moment. Ada Malkovich up front. Oh, they're not going to go 2 by 2 through here. Oh, I got a slide on. I got a slide. I got another slide. Trying to control it. M1 goes through. I just about managed to hold the slide. The 2 up front lost it. Again, they were sliding too. That's let Shumi through as well. Ah. Plus, I've got a car chasing me down behind. That's going to be College of Tom. So we're now in amongst the fast runners. Okay, this is going to be interesting. The 2 up front are going out wide. Oh, we've all gone wide. I said they were the fast runners, so I was going to copy them. I didn't mean to copy them quite that much. That's let College of Tom through. He must have been laughing at all of us throwing it off there. Laughing all the way through the corner. I've got another one on the outside of me. Oh, and one's gone off. But can I try and just stay with these guys up ahead now? I need a slipstream. I so need a slipstream. But we're 1 second behind. That's too much, I think. Again, a little bit too cautious through there, and you can see how the cars in front that have got more confidence managed to pull away. 2 seconds now, so I lost nearly a second through the bus stop. Just not confident enough, and that's going to allow M1 to come back at me. braking much earlier. I think everybody's starting to get a measure of these cars, at least these front runners are. I've got M1 behind me now. I'm not going to make it easy for M1 to get by me, but he is much quicker than me. Whoa. These guys up ahead now, 4 seconds down the road. They're taking so much time away from me at the moment. It's crazy. M1M seems to have dropped off the back a little bit for the moment. Oh, I nearly dropped it. I nearly dropped it just trying to get through there as quick as I can. But again, still the guys up front are going away from me. Dan, hello, welcome to the stream, my friend. Oh, I've got a penalty. What on earth for now? I hate these penalties. Just too slow at the moment. Hi Brent, thank you for checking in this evening. Checking in even. Don't know quite what I just said there, but it didn't sound right to me in my head. Just while I'm racing. If you haven't already, guys, please hit that like button for the video. It will really help me. Oh, Brent's in the lobby. Come on guys, come on. Right, I wonder whether this might bring me out behind some of the guys to slipstream. This is my thinking. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it is. It seems to be a horrendously long pit in, even though I'm not having any work done at all. Oh, it looks like that might have actually put me in some traffic. As that strategy worked. I was also trying to negate the pain of that penalty as well. So what I now need to do is push hard. See if we can get on the back of Aid. and not pick up any more penalties. Too far back at the moment, but let's push on. Yes, this is a legend car. It's the Honda RA272, which was in the legendary dealership until today, I think. I think it's just dropped out, unfortunately. I broke too late. Oh, I broke too late. I was looking at the chat again. Oh, I've got to learn to stop doing that. I broke where I normally brake for the GT3s, which is about 50 metres too late. Oh man. There we go. Yeah, Brent, this is a car that we all love, and I think we're going to come back to time and time again. Constantly getting requests to run races in this, so yeah, we grabbed it while we could, and we had a massive day on Friday in this car. Oh, half a second again. I must be going out too much on that corner, out to the going out wide too much. That's one I'm going to have to bear in mind. Oh, it's going to change accounts. No worries. After this race, I'll check my phone, and any friend requests I will accept. Oh, looking at the chat, I might have just dipped the wheel underneath the line there. Drop me a chat message when you sent the friend request, and I'll check my phone and accept it. Right, brake on the 2 this time. Not midway between the 2. College and Tom's in the pits. I've got a pit penalty to serve. How far behind is M1? Is a little bit of a way behind, so I'll just keep running for the moment. He's going to close up on me, but I'm not quite sure how much. Braking much earlier this time to get that done. If I've got a penalty this time, I shall scream, which none of you want, because it will severely deafen you. Thankfully we didn't, so your ears have been spared. Oh, we got to slow down a bit too early there. Noticed the yellow flag, and was just wondering what was going on. Oh, Dan. Great fun, thanks Mitchell. Are you stopped? I thought Dan was racing. Have we lost Dan? Maybe we have. Any which way, thank you for dropping in, my friend. Don't go on the green stuff. Oh, might have just managed to get away with that one. Malkovich is 3 seconds down the road. Not catching nearly quickly enough. Getting no benefit from slip on anybody at the moment, so this really is a case of me just having to run my own race here. no benefit from bump drafting or slipstreaming. Does make this race quite difficult. If you have got a teammate you can work with, it really does make a lot of difference. But I'm 8 seconds away from Multisanti at the moment. That's my next car up the road to get a slip on, and that's way too far away. What I really need is M1 catching me up and then bumping me, and we could both work together. But at the moment it looks like it's a couple of seconds behind, so I'm still in a little bit of low man's land here with 2 laps to run. Shumi's in the pits, so Shumi's going to be well out before I get round there. Dan, I'm sorry to hear that. Guys, I will go through the rules again. I thought everybody in the room was aware of our rules, but I will go through them again before the next race. If I forget, somebody shout out in the chat. In short, if you crash into somebody by accident or otherwise, our rule is that you give the place back by way of a penalty and just apologise in the chat after the race. Cool, Dan. I do really enjoy racing with you, my friend. Racing with some of the faster runners, these A and A plus racers that we have, is a real benefit to us slower ranked racers, because we can learn so much by following people in a respectful lobby. And that is the reason why I'm asking for people just to, if you do have a bump, just let that car back through and then have a race with that car. You know, if you're both way off the back of the pack because the other car has spun round, the two of you can then have a battle together, and it makes it more fun for the person you've spun round, even though you've wrecked their race, even if it's an accident. And it's just a nice thing just to acknowledge that you messed up, and it's all just about being respectful. And it's the one thing I ask, is that we keep respectful in the race and in the chat. Oh, I'm off the bottom looking at the chat again. There's just nowhere on this race to actually look at the chat. Oh, look at that, a whole second by putting a wheel off the bottom. And Dan has just absolutely summed up this channel in that one sentence. It's all about learning. We all need to learn from these things, learn from the accidents, and learn how we like to roll in this lobby. Got 1.5 seconds now. I'm picking up penalties like you wouldn't believe. Have I ever said I hate track limits? I should bring back the tracks like we used to have in the good old days with the gravel traps, and the drivers found their own quickest way through. None of this track limit nonsense. I am not a fan of it at all in any form of motorsport, if I'm honest. I understand why they do it. Oh, I've got the goal for penalties, Reese, and then some. I don't think anybody's got more penalties than me in this race. How on earth I've managed to bring that home in 5th, I haven't got a clue. I don't know how I've managed to do that. 33 seconds behind Greg. He's won by 7.5 seconds. Well done, my friend. College Tom is 2nd, Shumi 3rd, Multisanti with a nice finish in 4th, Aid in 6th, M1 in 7th. Looks like Malkovich is going to come across in 8th. VR46 in 9th, GDAD in 10th, and Dan in 11th with a DNF. But I think there may well have been an incident that took Dan out, which was a bit of a shame. Mad Mikey, you still doing more of these races or changing? I am completely. I want to move this camera over a little bit. There you go. I am more than happy to do more of these races, or we can ditch this and go do something else. I had to feed the cat while he was in the pits. I love it, love it. Somebody wanted to do this in a GR2 car. Shumi, how about a race B in these? Alright, okay, let's do a vote. There is a lot of people that haven't got this car. That's the only thing, Shumi. I think it's okay if we do one of them. Bodo, I've got a platinum trophy for penalties. Just see my kangaroo. Oh my god. Who won? Greg did. Greg White got 1st with the fastest lap. College of Tom 2nd, Shumi 3rd, Multisanti 4th, Mitchell, me in 5th, Aid in 6th, M1M in 7th, and Malkovich in 8th. So, do we want to go and do a random race? Give it a thumbs up, or give me a thumbs down if you'd like to do this race, but in the GR3. No, not the GR3, in the GR2 car, which I think is what was requested earlier on. So if you want to do the GR2 car, give it a thumbs up. If you want to do a random race, give me a thumbs down, and we'll go with whatever the majority decision is. Because I don't mind what we do. I really don't mind what we do. I'm going to be racing for about another hour, and then I am going to be dropping into the daily race Bs. So we've got plenty of time to run. Reese really doesn't know what he wants to do. Matt is a thumbs up. Multisanti's a thumbs up. College of Tom's going to rest. Thanks for the race, guys. No wonder. No worries, mate. Thank you for joining us. So for the moment, it looks like we are going for GR2s. That seems to be what people want to do. Have we got a track that people like, being Daytona? Random weather. We're going for GR2s. Everything else is the same. Incidentally, I have changed the colorization of the stream title. It would be good to know from you guys whether that is making it easier for you to find me. A couple of people suggested it, and I thought it was a good idea, so that is what we've gone for. And yeah, okay, racing medium tires are needed, and I could well have been playing around with this car. No, it's all good. Again, everything is going to have changed. Everything will have changed on this one. So I'm going to dive out, and we will probably kick the quali off on this one at 10 o'clock. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining. Oh, Brett, sorry mate. Oh dear. Good job you said. Good job you said. Friend requests. U-Ball 456. Assuming that is you, my friend. So U-Ball 456, and how many cars have we got in here now? We've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 cars? 13 cars. Oh, Dan, come in. No, it's fine. There's a lot of people like Daytona. I have been considering doing a Friday night. Maybe, guys, hit me up on Discord on this one. I've been considering doing a Friday night at Daytona, going through a whole load of different cars. So GR4, GR3, GR2, GR1, then maybe the Honda, maybe some specific cars, like road cars and stuff. And yeah, I would welcome your thoughts on that. It just seems to be a popular track, Daytona. Yeah, throw in a right time race, throw in a weather race. Right, do you guys want to do a night race after this one? I don't think I've ever run this track in the dark. Manufacturers Cup Nürburgring the other week. What car were they running, Matt, at the Nürburgring? Oh, caught the wall. GR3s. Okay, by show of hands, if you want to help me with the setting up of the room in a minute, do you fancy doing that, guys? 5 laps of the Nürburgring and GR3s. Dan, I get lost too, mate, but I still enjoy it. Thumbs ups would be useful while I'm driving, because I can see those more than the actual comments. Apologies for those of you that are commenting. I don't wish to sound rude. It's just easier for me to see the thumbs ups and thumbs downs on whether people are interested in things or not. I can count them more quickly while I'm running. Dan's a thumbs down. It's an hour-long race, is it? Well, we could always do that another night. Or I just bump my dailies out by a short while. Actually, I might just make a decision on that one. I'm going to go and start the quali in a moment. Let's keep that for tomorrow. Let me just dive off onto the grass here. I need a pen. I haven't got a pen. Oh. So what are we looking? What we're talking about? We're talking about the green hill and 5 laps. Weather. The trouble is, I can't necessarily dictate a drying track like they can, and evening into night. Yeah, I struggle to make sure that it's damp and a drying track, because all I can do is, oh, I don't know, I might be able to actually. I think I might be able to. Matt, can you send me the URL via the Discord, possibly, to GT's video? Super GT. The only thing I will say is, very often it's different when you do it a second time. That's the only thing I will say. I know very often when I do things and then when we do them a second time, it becomes, it's not quite the same. So 13 runners, it looks like we've all got cars set up and everything else. So what I'm thinking is tomorrow, I'll probably do, we'll do a race, then we'll do the Nürburgring probably between about 9:30 and 10:30, and then we'll do another race or two afterwards to take us up to 11 o'clock. So around about 9:30 we'll probably kick off the Nürburgring one, and that'll be an hour long race in the GT3 cars. Matt, it's an hour-long race, and to create exactly as it was will be tricky and boring for everyone. Why would it be boring for everyone? Don't know. Okay, let's start the qualifying and see how we get on here. Well, Schumi's in that bullet of a Mercedes. Not sure I bought that one yet. Oh, Matt, it'll be, I'll be setting all of that up beforehand. This is one of the reasons why I say I'll do it tomorrow. No, that's why I'll set it all up tomorrow and just check a few bits and pieces. Sending the link would be fabulous. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Of course, being right out the front, I don't get the opportunity of slipstreaming anybody. That's the only disadvantage with being out here. Whoa, on the grass. Can't go through there quite as quick as that. I do love Mad Mikey's Red Bull liveries. They're absolutely stunning. If you guys haven't seen them and you like that sort of thing, pop in and do a check on his name. I was sporting one of his yesterday in Kuro's stream. He did the livery and then I just grunged it up a little bit and I loved it. I only grunged it up because we were doing an endurance race at Le Mans and I was thinking, if we're simulating a 24-hour race, I just wanted it a little bit grungy. But it's a brilliant livery on the Porsche. In fact, I downloaded it for the Sauber and the Jag. I think it's for all of them. All the cars I had: the Porsche, the Mazda, the Sauber, and the Jaguar. I think you got one for each of them. Brilliant. Unfortunately, he's a little bit too quick for me around here. Although I think the timings are broken because it's sitting on 315 and 270 and not moving, and I can't imagine that all three of us have come out that corner at exactly the same speed. So I think the timings on the left hand side of my screen are significantly broken, and M1 is significantly further down the road than the 0.3 that it's indicating. Oh, okay. That'll explain why they're not moving. 1 hour races with weather dark at the classic 24-hour like Le Mans, Spa, Nordschleife. Whoa! I should not be looking at the chat while I'm trying to qualify. Those are real races I would like to race with you guys. Tom, I don't know if you're in the I don't know if you're in the Discord, but if you are, can you just hit me up with some of the tracks and combos that you would like to see us run? Because I'm looking to do some more, or set a schedule of Friday events, and I'm looking for ideas that we could do. Or you can always drop me an email, PlayStation_Racer@outlook.com. I think, I'm not quite sure. I think you should be able to find it in my YouTube channel. Hello, Kuro. Thanks, Kuro. Yeah, I'm really keen to hear from all of you on the races that you'd like us to run as a community, either as a special event on a Friday or just during the week as lobby racing. And I know we've got the randomizer for short 10-minute races, but if we want to do an hour-long race, then that's fine. We can kick it off sort of nearer 9:30, run it till 10:30, so we do a short race beforehand as a warm-up, then a short race afterwards if people want to do it. Incidentally, on my Discord, I've got all sorts of server threads, like discussion threads running. So a great place to discuss things from car setups to special events to general stuff. There's a whole load of different threads up there. So if you haven't already, please consider joining the Discord server and joining in the chat in there. And that is one of my main drivers for race requests from people, because whilst I try and keep up with the chat, it's very difficult for me to follow all of the chat and race, and I often miss things, and I do get concerned about that. So hitting me up in chat in Discord will definitely be would be welcome. So it looks like Mad Mikey has topped the tree with a 138.5. Shumi in second, Greg in third. Got to get A+ in 4, Reese in 5th, Multisanti 6th, Faz in 7th, M1M in 8th, Leroy 9th, I'm in 10th, Malkovich in 11th, G-Dad in 12th, and VR46 with a DNF. So I am going to need to knuckle down a little bit, starting that far back. I am going to need to knuckle down and just see what we can do. Brent, yeah, I've got quite a challenge on my hands. Kuro, did you get that chicken for me, mate? What on earth's all that about, Leroy? I've definitely missed something. Okay, right. I think we should all be ready to rock and roll. So it looks like we've got 12 runners. Let's hit the track and see how it goes. Potter, definitely interesting. Hit me up in the Discord, mate. Definitely, I want this to be a community-driven channel, and if people have got ideas on what they would like to see and do, then I am more than happy to take those on board. I'm not going to say we're going to run everything. Some people have already commented on the last man standing. A few people are really up for it, but I am getting quite a few people that are saying not for me. So I have got to be relatively led by what people on here want to do and see and want to run. So some things work, some things don't. That isn't saying that we won't do the last man standing, of course. I may well do it, and you know, if it's successful, it's successful. If it flops, it flops. For now, though, I am going to get my head down. See what we can do here. G-Dab, bump draft coming, if I can stay with you. But I think you're getting away from me. You got a better exit than I did. I don't know what you're in, but that's a pretty quick car. Just caught me out a little bit under braking there. Broke a little bit earlier than I had thought. If you can hear me and you want bumping, hit your hazards on. But you're going to get a bump anyway. Whoa, again, braking a lot earlier than I had anticipated. Oh, I got into the back of him. Sorry, G-Dad. Okay, I've got to be careful under braking because my car is stopping an awful lot quicker than that Audi. That Audi is quick around the back straight, but I'm able to brake a lot later. That's something I'm going to have to keep in mind as I try and close up. As you can see there, again I've got the same problem here. He's going to brake early. Yeah, he did a lot earlier than I would have done in this car. Oh, he's gone round. I hope that was nothing that I did. I was getting caught out on the braking. G-Dad, I really apologise if I contributed to that. Whoa! Okay, that was a bit of a... my controller has disconnected. Okay. Can I get off the track? I apologise for that, guys. My Logitech completely turned itself off. My Logitech wheel. Sorry guys, I've gone a bit quiet for the moment. All right, coach. Yeah, cables are all fine, Tom. Cables, I've actually just checked those. Yep, it's all connected. Power pack's fine. It's basically just turned itself off, and when I try and turn it on, it tries to boot up, but then it doesn't boot. So it may well need a PlayStation 5 reboot, maybe, which I'm not going to do while you guys are running. And I apologise to anybody that I took out. What I am going to do is let's just come out of this race for the moment. I'll try a PlayStation reboot. That's the first time I've ever had an issue with this wheel. It's not hot at all. we run to there. If I unplug. Whoa! Okay. That was a lobby disconnect, and I'm now in offline mode for some reason, but I haven't done anything. Did that just bump all of you out? That was very strange, because I haven't lost the internet, because the live stream is still running fine, but the lobby crashed as well, and I'm wondering whether the wheel not responding is potentially the PS5. So I'm going to go for a restart on the PS5. It's definitely not. So the Logi wheel has that glitch. It may well be that I need to do a firmware update, which I haven't done, if I'm honest. But that is the very first time that I have had an issue with the Logitech wheel. Is it with these direct drive wheels and all of this glitching out? Gee, Dad, change track though. Don't really want to do this one again. Not a problem. Does anybody want to suggest something? If not, get your G29 back out. Send me the Pro. I'll take the gamble, yeah. You can update the software hardware with the G Pro program, yeah, which I haven't done. It's loaded back up now, absolutely fine, after restarting the PS5. So I'm wondering, I don't know whether that was a PS5 issue or whether that was a Logitech issue. As you can see, I've got all sorts of issues, console storage issues and all sorts. I haven't got a lot of faith in Gran Turismo at the moment, given that it's been crashing left, right and centre in the lobbies. So I'm not quite sure. So, gee, Dad, that is always Mad Mikey. I'm sorry about that. And I apologise to those of you that I took out when I went through the bus stop and everything just died on me. Wayne Schneider, I've been thinking the disconnect issue is PS5 and wheels losing contact. I'm beginning to think you could be right. But like I said, this is the first time that it has happened to me. So hopefully, it's a one-off. And it'd be interesting to see whether it does it in the offline content. And I do quite a bit of offline content for the channel and videos. And I want to do a bit of Sophie racing for a few videos as well. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens with that. But I will also send an email to Logitech tomorrow and just say, oi, this happened last night. What's the score? But they're probably going to turn around and say, do an update. So that's probably going to be the first thing I need to do. I need to check the manual and see how to do a firmware update. I wasn't going to do the firmware update because it does change some of the menu stuff, and I didn't really want to do that. But it is working for the moment. Oh, what a car around here. Mad Mikey, I wondered where you were going and couldn't avoid you when you veered back on. I did swear a little. I'm really apologise, mate. I'm really sorry. There was absolutely nothing that I could do about it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Hey, Kushti, good evening. I've just had a steering wheel disconnect. Should have bought Fanatec, shouldn't I? Oh my word. It's died again. No. Right, I am down for the moment. It does not want to fire up for some reason. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do one more race, and then I'm going to bring the stream to an end. I'm just going to spectate this one, and we'll see how we go. So Kushti's still no better. I'm beginning to wonder whether it is a PS5 GT7 issue, but then I've not had an issue with this Logitech at all. It's been perfect, but at the moment just does not want to have it. It's going to be very interesting after the stream. I'm going to drop into the daily races. Well, actually, I won't do daily racing because I've got a problem. I'm going to drop into the world circuits and just see what it's like in the offline mode and just see how that runs. So Kushti, apparently there is a UK service centre where mine is off to next. Oh. There we go. Right, so we'll wait for these guys just to get themselves their cars sorted out. We'll then run this race. I'm just going to commentate it, and then we will see where we go from there. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug my bear me a second, guys. I'm just going to unplug my Logitech. Right, it's completely unplugged, and we'll see how things go. Okay, made that change. Imagine you get that in the menu last lap leading the race. Oh, exactly. Exactly. But the interesting thing is that I was actually doing, I think I was doing quite well in that race. But yes, we could be on to Logitech tomorrow, or even beforehand. When I finish the stream, I shall probably send them an email and say, what is going on? What is happening? It does seem very strange. We have the G29 that runs flawlessly for 15 plus years, and then you get a very expensive bit of kit like this, and suddenly you're getting issues and you know, other people. Kuro, what's happened with my wheel? It has just decided to turn off, and when I try and turn it back on again, it just doesn't want to turn on. It just tries to turn on and then it just won't. So I'm going to do a reboot of the PS5 in a moment. We're just going to do this last race that people have requested. I'm going to spectate it, and I'm then going to have a little look, and I'm going to try some offline stuff. I was going to do some daily races this evening, but I might just jump in and run some races with Sophie at Daytona. And assuming I can run Daytona, if not, I'll do Le Mans. No loose cables, I've checked that, they're all good, but at the end I'm going to get, it's right down the back, I'm going to disconnect all the cables and reconnect all the cables, but they all feel secure at the moment, and you know, there's only 2 cables in there, so yeah, interesting times ahead. Interesting times ahead. Right, so I'm just waiting for G-Dad to join, and then we're going to go with the quali, which will be 10 minutes, and then we've got a 4-lap race. We've got Kushti in the room, Dan is in the room, M1 is in the room, all 3 in Mazdas. Then we've got Faz in the Ferrari. Got to get A+ is in the Mazda. Reese is in the McLaren. Leroy is in the Mazda. Malkovich is in the Alpha. So we've got a few. College of Tom, take your will to a priest so he can take the devil out of it, then let him bless it. Yeah, you could be right. Often I can just push the PS button on a wheel and reconnect. Leads me to believe it's a PS5 issue. Well, I've actually disconnected mine at the moment, but that's an interesting thing. Thank you for the heads up on that. But yeah, we shall see. Technology, eh? G-Dad, are we racing, or I'm not quite sure what your intentions are on this one. If not, I'll get the quali underway, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm quite anxious to get into this and sort this problem out. But I want to run this race as well. And I'm not hearing anything from G-Dad at the moment. Oh, okay. I've just seen he's disappeared for the moment. Let's just give him a moment or two. It'll give you just a few minutes just to get a little bit more practice on the running on this one, and then we will get this one up and running. G-Dad's back, so he's back in. There we go. Let's get the qualifying underway. We're going to spectate. Let me just pop my headphones on just so I can hear what's going on with the cars and stuff. So, and I also want to set the replay option, so we've got display all. So at the moment we've got Faz has come out in front, Kushti is behind, then we've got Reese, Malkovich, M1M, got to get A+, Leroy, Dan, G-Dad, and those are our runners, 9 runners in this one. So we got Faz in the Ferrari, nice livery on that one. Behind him, oh, he's jumping around a little bit. We got Kushti and the Twix Mazda 3. Malkovich in the Rothmans Alpha at the moment. Kushti just going up the inside. Got to get an A+, is in the standard Mazda, the that sort of slate grey blue colour. M1M is in the purple Mazda 3. Leroy, what's Leroy in? Oh, he's in the Nulon, the DeWalt car. So black and yellow. And then Dan is in the like a sort of red, yellow and green and black car. It's quite a striking car, that one. I'm not quite sure who's going to come out with the first place in this one. Reese is in the McLaren, the blue and white McLaren, with the it seems to change colour, that one. 1 minute it's purple, the next minute it's blue. You look at the wing, it's sort of purple there, and as it goes past, it goes blue. It's like a very interesting colour on that car. Very interesting livery. So Kushti and the Twix. I do like that Twix livery on that car. It does look nice. Very, very striking. We got Faz behind in the yellow and white car. That's the Ferrari. Oh, just getting it a little bit loose on the curb there as you went through. All nicely spread out at the moment, as you would expect for the qualifier. Hi RL. Howdy. Hope all is well from California. Well, no, things aren't well. My Logitech wheel has decided to play up. We're in the middle of a race and it disconnected. Just the power completely went off. I lost all control of the car, stuffed it into the wall, took a couple of people with me, I think. One of them was swearing at me for some terrible driving until he realised what had happened. And at the minute, I got nothing, it's dead. It's dead, Jim. So we're running one last race. This is going to be the last one I run on the live stream before I drop out and see what we can do. The problem with that is Logitech, sorry. Yeah, we shall see. Wouldn't it be a pain if Logitech and Fanatec... Whoa! Kushti got it badly wrong there. Big old slide. Dropped stones all over the floor. Wicked. We just caught that on the screen. What a slide that was. Yeah, it'd be a pain if both Logitech and Fanatec have both got connection issues with the PlayStation 5. And then of course people are going to start pointing the finger at the PlayStation. You know, is it not the hardware that is at fault? Yeah, I shall definitely be getting in touch with them. And just see what they say. It's been running absolutely fine. I mean, it was interesting that shortly after the lobby crashed as well. So this is why I'm wondering whether it is the wheel or whether it is the game. I did have to restart the lobby and everything. So this is quite an interesting one. This is going to be very, very interesting. And we had horrendous lobby issues last night. Kuro was trying to run a race and it was horrendous just trying to get into the lobby. And I did run some time earlier on today over a break. Ran for 20 minutes. It was absolutely fine, no worries whatsoever. So yeah, we shall see. I will keep you guys informed as to what the outcome is. Like I said, I will be contacting Logitech. I will let them know that it's died on a stream and therefore people are wanting some answers, and yeah, we'll see what they say. I know firmware is going to be one of the first things that they're going to want to look at, so I'll need to just sort that out in a few minutes. The power supply does go through a surge protector. Yeah, it definitely goes through a surge protector. I was not confident to run that directly to the wall. So I basically got a surge protector, and that surge protector basically powers the wheel only. There is a USB cable that goes into it as well for my internet splitter. Might get a better ground by going straight into the wall. Okay, that might be something for me to look into. That isn't an overly easy fix for me to do, just because of available power sources. But I would have thought that it would have been better to have gone through a surge protector, just so that that doesn't cause any issues, although I guess the brick itself has probably got technology built in to handle that. But that maybe that's something I will say to Logitech, and I'll see what their thoughts are on that, as to whether they feel that it should go through a surge protected plug or not. That is that's an interesting thought. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, totally shut off. As in, no lights on the display at all. So it's like a complete power failure. And now when I try and hook up, it just tries to boot up and then it just dies halfway through. So you don't actually get the little L, the Logitech symbol. Yep, it did. Totally died. Where are we? We're 30 seconds left of the quali, and then we're going to be going racing. I'm not going to lie, it has worried me a little bit. It's an awful lot of money to spend, and there's a lot of us spending a lot of money on our gear at the moment. So that might be an internal board issue. I had that on my first driving Force Pro. It's going to be a pain if it's got to go back to Logitech. Mind you, Kushti looks like he's got the same problem. I've had no smoke or anything from mine, and there's no burning smell or anything else like that. And as it says, I do hoover out the fans every weekend when I'm hoovering up my room. It gets hoovered out. I've been doing that ever since I've had it. That's like pretty much the only maintenance that needs to be done. Have you checked to see if you have a spark, laugh out loud, or a fuel line blocked? Well, I certainly hope I haven't got any sparks. No, it's just very strange. Very, very, very strange. God, yeah. Do you remember the old days of putting the choke out to get cars to start, and then in and out just to get the choke correct? God, I remember those days. Right. So theoretically, we should be getting this one running in a minute. This 10-minute quali is an awful long time when you're not racing. It is so short when you're running. When you're actually in the race and you're racing, the quali disappears really quickly. But there we go. Did you say cushy wheel smells of burning? Yeah, cushy, no burning with his. Right. So we will start the race. And I might have to dive out the way. I'm not quite sure. If I do, I've got my controller ready. And then I'm just going to pull over to the side and then abort out the race. Hopefully I'm going to be at the back if I am anywhere. It looks like I haven't qualified, so I'm just going to spectate. So, okay, it's running. Cool, 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 cool. So we'll just go fan view just for the start of the race, and then I'll probably switch to view the race from one of the car's point of view. So we're all coming across the line pretty nicely at the moment. M1M in front, Malkovich in second for the moment, G-Dad in third. Got to get an A+ is in fourth, Reese is fifth, but looks like Reese has just done a move to get up in to, well, I think it's a few places at the moment moving around. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move into the follow cam, which is one of the views that I happen to like. And we're going to come back and we're going to sit on board with Dan, who's right at the back at the moment. Oh, fronty. Looks like there might have been a coming together with two cars there. I didn't quite see who that was. Dan's gone up the inside of a couple. Fazid having another look inside there. It's all quite busy at the moment. Faz having a look at Dan, but not quite managing to make that one work. It looks like it was Leroy that got the worst of that corner incident earlier on. Faz has got a half-second penalty going up the inside of Dan. Did he get that done? Oh, and then Reese has got to look through the middle. That is an audacious overtake through there. He's managed to get Faz done, tucked in behind Dan. What a move that was. Really nicely done. So Dan is now chasing down Kushti in fourth. In fifth. I'm not quite sure we got in fourth. And then we've got G-Dad in third, Malkovich second, and M1 in first. Reese having a look upside inside of Dan. Dan having a look up the inside of Got to Get an A+. All steady as we go at the moment. RL9010. Well, the good news is if it's you both, then it might be a firmware fix. Hopefully, it's the one-off issues that concern me. Yeah, we shall see. Oh, Dan with a move on Got to Get an A+, and Reese. Another brilliant move up the inside there. Reese has really got this McLaren hooked up. We've got all sorts going on up ahead as well. I really need to avoid the chat as Dan gets it really wrong. Asda's got to get an A. Oh, and he collects, got to get an A. So Dan got that well out of shape. We got another one. G-Dad has spun as well. Cars all over the place right now. Let's just take a look up the front at the moment because there's quite a battle going on. So Reese is just off the back of M1 Racing. Kushti having a right battle with Malkovich. Looks like he's just managed to get through. M1 is right on the back of this little gaggle as well. Kushti's very, very good around this track. Once he hits the front, you can see him potentially opening up a little bit of a gap, but there are people in here that are going to have something to say about that. This is a short 4-lap race. We're on lap 2 at the moment, but it looks like Kushti has already opened up a 1.1 second, 1.3. Malkovich, M1 just getting into the back of Malkovich, just trying to hurry him along. M1 definitely quicker at this point, but we've got Reese's in here as well. Reese is quick in this McLaren. If he can get up the inside of Malkovich into this corner and get a run up to the next corner, then he's getting an opportunity to have a go at Kushti. But again, the Mazda is so quick in a straight line. There really is nothing to match this Mazda in a straight line. Interesting, Kuro did a couple of screenshots earlier on where the BOP is set. The Mazda is actually quicker and it's got different stats to the other cars. So we've come to the conclusion that there is actually a massive advantage to the Mazda. So we got a real old battle going on here. Look at this, 4 cars all together. Leroy is just off the back. He's coming through quite nicely, but this is where the real battle is at the moment. These cars here, it looks like got to get an A+ is going to join this gaggle as well. This could very quickly in a moment end up being a 6-car battle for the last lap. I mean, Kushti, as I said earlier, he's hit the front and he's sort of running away. So I'm just sticking with this little battle at the back at the moment. Well, not at the back, just in the mid-pack. Oh, Leroy taking a look up the outside of Malkovich. Didn't quite manage to do that going into the chicane of death. Thought better of it and just tucked back in again. So we're just line astern at the moment, but Leroy's got a run on Malkovich into this last corner. He's got that move done. Can he get it slowed down? The Alpha's got a nice turn through there, but again we're going to know that that Mazda is just going to pull away. Up front we've got Reese trying to do a move on Faz, so we've got 2 cars, second and third, that are not Mazdas. So they're going really, really well. Reese going for a move up the inside. Oh, they come together. Reese is going to need to get that one back, and he does. Thank you, Reese. Nice, respectful racing there. I thought the move was on, but unfortunately it wasn't. Faz has managed to retain that. M1, that's brought him right back into play. Well, he was in play anyway on this particular race. Leroy Jenkins is right into this one as well, and got to get an A+. They're all together here. Look at this. Very, very, very close in this this little group here. Down off the back a little bit. But let's just stick with these cars. Bouncing over the curbs. This really is all to play for right here. Look. We go 2 by 2 into this corner. They managed to sort it all out. All nice. But what's it going to be like going through the chicane of death? They all settle in line astern. No heroes through there. Oh, looks like Leroy had a bit of a argument with the wall through there. That could have scrubbed a little bit of speed off. So you've got to get an A plus, taking a wider line through there, maybe trying to get a little bit of extra speed down this straight. Let's just jump forward here. So we've got a battle with Leroy M1 and got to get an A. Got to get an A. Looks like he might have got a run on Leroy just to snatch it at the end. So that was really, really close with these guys. Really close. For those of you that are on Discord, check out the screenshots that Kuro put up, because it's quite enlightening about this Mazda. And it's also one of the reasons why I'm shying away from the Group 4 races in the daily races at the moment, because I'm getting a little bit fed up with the Mazdas, and they are so much quicker stats wise. Even if you've got BOP set, it looked like it was a different setting for the Mazdas to everybody else. So the result, Kushti absolutely running away with a 147.1 and nearly 8 seconds ahead of Faz in second, Reese in third, M1M in fourth, Leroy fifth, got to get an A plus in sixth, Markovic seventh, Dan in eighth. So the top of the non-Mazda runners was Faz, so well done Faz, and also Reese in the McLaren close behind. Well done, well done. Well done to Kushti. Right. I am going to be completely mean at that point. I am going to finish the stream up now. And I'm going to go away and have a little look at this Logitech, because it is concerning me that I've got this issue. It looks like I'm going to need to work out how to do the firmware, which will be the number one thing to do. I'm also going to, actually the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reboot the PS5, reboot the entire system. So everything's going to be turned off. Everything's going to come up and be rebooted, and just see what happens. Then I'll do the firmware update. And whilst the firmware update's running, I'm going to contact Logitech and just say, what's happening? Has anybody else got these issues? So with that, I will bid you all farewell. The usual end of stream video that runs is probably not going to run for very long, because this is all going to get kicked off very, very quickly. But thank you to everybody that has joined me this evening. Hopefully I might be back on streaming again in half an hour, just for a short while. I really don't know how this is going to pan out, and I just want to make sure that this beautiful wheel that I have absolutely come to love is not completely broken. We shall see. Look after yourselves, everybody. I will have an update for you tomorrow. In the meantime, I'll see you again very, very soon, I hope. And I hope it's not with the G29, because that's all packed away in the loft and a nightmare to get out. Catch you all later. Take care, guys. Guys, hit the like button if you can on the way out. See you later.